Dear follower of geometric designs, you are welcome to this tutorial. The focus of this tutorial is to show you how to design a story building or a duplex building, like you can see on this drawing board. I have this simple duplex that I just finished designing. I want to show you how to create something similar to this. But before you do that, there are basic settings you have to do on your drawing board. Like you can see on my drawing board, you can see the two bars that I have on my drawing board, the way I arranged everything, that I can access every command that I need with ease. Now I want to show you how to create your own drawing board to look similar to mine. It is also important I let you know that the version of ARCHICAD that I'm making use of here is ARCHICAD 18. I also have other level versions like ARCHICAD 16, as you can see here. I also have ARCHICAD 19, and then I have ARCHICAD 20 here. Let's proceed. In case you are making use of ARCHICAD 18 and you want to set your drawing board to look similar like what I have here, look at what you do. First, let me create a new drawing board where I am going to design this building. I'll just go straight here. You go to straight to new, and then create launch new ARCHICAD. And then I don't want to use this current profile because this current profile involves this setting. I have to create a default profile, use default profile, and then click on new. Let's be patient while my ARCHICAD loads a new drawing board. Now you can see what a default ARCHICAD drawing board looks like when it opens. And if you check my existing drawing board, you can see what it looks like. Now there are commands here. There are two bars here that are very, very important in my design, which are absent on this place. So what do you do whenever you have this drawing board looking like this, and if you want to change it to look like what you are seeing here, look at the first thing you do. Just go straight to your window. On this window, move down to toolbar. Can you see them? When you move down to toolbars, let me show you some of the toolbars that you have to bring out there. Number one is your 3D visualization. Click on it. The moment it comes out, right click on top of it and click on arrange element. Bring it up. Is the new drawing board where we're going to create this building. So automatically I go here, right click at this spot, click on story setting. The moment story setting appears, what you do is you click on this story 2 and click it, insert above, keep inserting. So you have like 10 stories. Maybe you can click OK. We'll get back to it again. Let's check this building here and check how many stories we have from here to this roof level. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We have 9 stories. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So 9 stories. So we're stopping at story 9. So let's get back to it again. Go back to story setting. What we have here is 1, 2, 3. You will have to include this one. You don't start at 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So we delete this story 10 and story 9. So that we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Now we have to give them name. Here, this first level will be our ground level. You type your level. That done, you move to this place and give it a code. That should be your DPC. You just type in your DPC. Then you move to this number 2. After DPC, the next level you always get is there after DPC is seal. That is the first seal. You can call it a seal, or you call it a ground floor seal, GF seal. After ground floor seal, the next level you get should be the lintel. Can you see that? Lintel. That should be the ground floor lintel. So you click on this number. This story 3 should be your GF lintel. After your ground floor lintel, of course, after this lintel, the next level you get there should be your deck slab. So you That story 4 should be your deck slab. Now, after your deck slab, after this deck slab, the next level you should find there is the seal level of first floor. Seal level of this first floor, that should be the next level. So let's go back to it. You can just type in here FF, first floor seal. That is what that FF means. After this first floor seal, the next level you should find is your first floor lintel. FF lintel. After your first floor lintel, the next level you should find is your roof beam. After your roof beam, the next level you should find should be your parapet. Parapet top or roof level. So that done. Then the next thing you decide is the height difference from one level to another level. So we start from this place. The height from your from the ground level to your DPC, you have to decide it. Let's go back to this this design. You can see here I have 750. What it means, from the ground level to the DPC level, I have just 750. That 750 is about 3 cost of blocks. Then after my DPC, I have 500, which is 2 cost of block to seal level of window. It means after my DPC, I'll just lay 2 blocks, and from 2 blocks, I'll start marking my window out. Some cases you might lay like 4 blocks on top of your DPC before you start marking out your building. But as you can see, in this building, what I'm going to use is 9 cost of block for lintel. First, I will take out 2 cost of block for the seal level of the window. What will be remaining is 7 cost. Now, this space from this seal level to this lintel level is a space of 7 cost of block. The space from this seal level to this DPC level is a space for 2 cost of block. But in this our tutorial, we are going to lay 4 cost of block before we attain our seal level. So let's proceed. And I'll set in here. So let's say we are using 600 as the space from ground level to DPC level. Once you put this 600, then from DPC level, you are now at DPC level. From DPC top to the seal level, how many blocks do you lay from DPC to seal? 4 cost of block. 4 cost of block is by metric measurement, 1 meter. That is 1000. How do you get that? Multiply 250 by 4. To multiply 250 by 4, it will give you 1000. So we are laying 4 blocks on top of our DPC to get to the window seal level. Now, since we have laid 4 cost of block on top of DPC to get to seal level, what will be left is 5 cost of block, because we are laying 9 cost of block to attain lintel level. So 5 cost of block will consume 1250. So on top of our seal, we put 1250 to get to our lintel level. Now that we have arrived at lintel level, what is there is we are going to cast a lintel of 250. Then we'll lay 2 cost of block on top of it before we start marking our decking. Now, lintel of 250 plus 2 cost of block will give you 750. Now, when you have 750, then you are going to create your decking beam. Decking beam of, let's say, 250, then 250 with the deck slab. You add them up together. You do your mathematical arrangement here. Thickness of the slab is 150. The decking beam is 250. 150 plus 250 gives you 400. Is that understood? 150 plus 250 gives you 400. Now, this 400 will be sitting on top of your 750. So 400 plus 750 will be giving you 1150. So we'll have 1150 on top of our lintel to attend to this, to bring us to the decking top. Now, at this decking top, we are at the decking top now. So how many cost of block do we lay before we get to the seal level of the building that will be sitting on top of this first floor? We are laying 4 blocks. 4 blocks is 1000, or 1 meter by measurement, like I said earlier. A cost of block measures 250 millimeter. So now that we have laid 4 cost of block, we are left with 5 cost of block that will sit on top of the seal level. 5 cost of block makes 250 by 5 gives you 1250, which is 1.25 meter. Then we have arrived at lintel level. Now at this lintel level of the upper floor, we are going to cast lintel of 250. After casting lintel of 250, we will add 2 cost of block on top of it. 2 cost of block measures 500. 500 plus 250, which is the lintel depth, gives you 750. Now, on top of this 2 cost of block that we have left, we are going to change the entire structure with a roof beam. That roof beam measures 250, which means 250 plus 750 that we now have gives us 1000. So we are adding 1000 at this place, right? 1000. That brings us to roof beam top. Now at this roof beam top, what we are going to sit on top of the roof beam top is our parapet. And what should be the height of our parapet? We decide, let's say 750 parapet. Type in 750. That brings us to this top level. You see this figure, which is 8000, is the height of our building from the ground level to parapet top. The height of our building from ground level to parapet top. When you are done with that, click on ground level and click OK. And you can see the story levels have all appeared in their position. Now, this building, I want to show you the ground floor plan. You can see the ground floor plan, which I used line to sketch. Now, I am going to copy this line. I'm going to copy it. Click on copy. I'll copy it and bring it to my new drawing board. This is my new drawing board where I want to design this story building, which I've already created the story level. I'll right click and paste it here. Now I'll click at this spot and bring it to this. You see this center mark here? This center mark is the origin of this drawing board, and drop it there. Always make use of the origin of your drawing board. Then click OK. Now this is my floor plan. I've already done it on you. Right. Now this is our plan with single line. Now let's move into the proper design. We have set our story level. We have set our two bars. We have put them in position. Now if you are making use of ARCHICAD 18, look at what you do. You see this material here, building material. Click on it. The moment it opens, search for your wall, search for your block wall. Let's search for it. We have masonry block filler. Can you see it? We have masonry block filler. Click on it. The moment it opens, you can click on new. Just click on new and just call it your block filler. Block filler. And click OK. Now this is your block filler. You can now change this filler marker here. Then change it to black, and then you can change this brick, which is your surface material. You can change it on to something like general. Now that you are done with that, you can click OK. That's done. Then you can start setting your wall. You can see the information you're having here. Just click at this spot. The moment it opens, click on map link. You can see what you have. Then change. This is composite wall, and this is complex wall. This is simple wall. So click on simple wall. The moment you click on simple wall, go to this structural component here and search for your block filler. Can you see it here? Look at it, block filler. Click on it. And then, because it's a story building and you are making use of 9-inch block, you just change this 300 to 225. And having done that, you come to this spot where you want to have your reference location, reference line. Reference line has to do with the grid line of the wall. The grid line is usually on the center. You can see we have on the outside face of the wall, we have center, we have inside. Always set it on the center. Now that you have set it on the center, move down to your model and on these surfaces. Now, because I am not doing interior design, I don't want to go into much detail of interior design. I will have to click on this place, link surface. Just click on link surface. I want all the surface to be the same. Then choose just one common surface for them. Let's say I want to make use of let me search for other material. Paint golden beige. Click on this paint golden beige. Then click on end surface override. Make sure you click it on. And the next setting you do here is what should be the height of your wall. Height of your wall. I cannot make use of this 3.1. Let's just click OK first. Then go back to this your wall, your story setting. Click on it. Let me show you how to know the height of the wall that should be there. Now, where does your slab, deck slab, end there? Where does your ground floor building? Your ground floor will start from the ground level and end at deck slab. So you have to find out the value of the deck slab at that top. Can you see? The height is 4,000. Can you see it is at height 4,000? It means your building from the ground level, the wall of your house, will span a height of 4,000 to get to the top of deck. Now, this 4,000 is the top level of the decking. You have to minus, you have to subtract. You have to subtract the thickness of your decking, which is 150. Now, 4,000 minus 150 will give you 3,850. 3,850. Therefore, 3,850 becomes the height of your ground floor wall. Let's go back. Now go back to your setting and change this figure to 3850. 3850. When you have done that, finally click OK. Now you have set your wall. You have set your wall. So to design, first you can see I have simple plane, I have continuous wall. I have it if you want to draw a rectangular wall, work with this, but I have to use continuous wall. I have to leave it on continuous wall. Then of course you can see I designed this plan with single line. This single line represents the center of the wall. Center of the wall. So I will click on this spot and start. You might be wondering, why didn't I start from here? This dotted line shows that we have a cantilever at this spot. This is a cantilever. We also have cantilever or beam here. We also have cantilever or beam here. These dotted lines are cantilever and beams line. There are things that are not showing on the ground. They are not on the ground. They are hidden. You can't see them. This line of beam, line of beam, line of beam. You also have it here, line of beam. So what I'm going to do is to draw the external wall first. The external wall of this man. So without wasting time, follow me as I move. If you check it in 3D, this is what you have in 3D. This is what our building looks like in 3D. Now we are going to put our slab for the DPC. So let's go back. You're on the ground level. So go to your slab setting, click on slab, change it from composite to simple, and make sure your models are on. Of course, the top of our slab, you have to decide material for the top of your slab. Let me say I want to make use of granite, and the edge of this slab, the edge must be the same with the color of the wall. The paint you applied on the wall must be the paint you apply on the edge of the slab. Let's choose the material. Okay, look at it here, paint golden beige. And as for the bottom, anything goes there. So click on change it, the reference level, change it to this ground plane, and the thickness is where we have problem. Let's click OK first. Now in this your DPC, let's go to our storage setting. Let me show you your DPC. What you have is 600 from ground level to DPC. So your slab is going to be slab of thickness of 600. Let's click OK first. Now change the thickness of your slab here to 600. Then start drawing. Now we need to introduce the internal walls. We need to introduce the internal wall. Now use pick up parameter and pick this same wall. This time around, change it from a continuous wall to single wall and start. There is a beam here. Now that we are done, let's view it in 3D. This is what we have in 3D. Of course, this is our sitting room. This is the dining. This is the dining. Then there is this staircase here. It's a private staircase for the boss, the client. This is the kitchen. This is the store. There will be a veranda here. I didn't introduce the beam. I didn't show the beam. I'll do that later. I won't use wall. I'll use a different material for that. This is another staircase, a public staircase for every other occupant in this house. This is a room. This is also a room. And there is this veranda here. This is the toilet and bathroom for this room. I will put their doors. I'm coming to that. This is the guest room. This is the toilet and bathroom for the guest. And we have this place as our ante room. This is the toilet for visitors. And we are going to have entrance here. So let's go straight and put the beam that shows us that this place is the dining. Now let's go back to our floor plan. In this floor plan, get your line of section. Get this section. Draw your section from this spot out here and facing towards the side. We want to see what this wall and this wall, and introduce our, that is our section. We open our section, and you can see what our section looks like. From this spot to this spot is where we are going to introduce our beam. How do we do that? Just get a line. Just get a line. The beam we are introducing here is a beam of let's say 600, or should we go by 450 beam? Let's use 600 beam because of the span. Once that done, what do? I don't want to stress myself in this design. That is why I am cutting it short. Go to your morph, click on your morph, make sure it is in this command here. Then grip this spot at top here. Go back to your 3D. Let's see what it looks like. Can you see what it looks like in 3D? Then highlight the morph. Then pin at this spot. Once you pin it, change the command to tube. You are blowing it into a tube. You are extruding it into a tube. Type the thickness of the tube. The thickness of the tube should be the thickness of the wall. Just type your 225. Click OK. Click OK again. You have a beam. Now change this beam to the material of the wall. Click OK. I'm sure you don't want to be seeing this tiny line here. If you don't want to see it, look at what you do. Go to your 3D window setting. Come down to this contour where you have this. Click on off so that you don't see it. Now you can't see it again. You now have beam there as demarcating your parlor from your building. Now there is another place we are going to create this beam. There's another place we will create beam. Watch out here. We have beam. We have a beam here. We have a beam here, and this beam that we introduced here, we are going to move it to this position. Now we are going to bring another section line. We are going to put it at this spot. From this spot, draw the section line, facing it towards this side. Then open this section too. Can you see section 2? What we have is we are going to span a beam of 600 there because a wall is coming on top of it. So just take your line, start from this wall level, good. Then pick on your morph, good. Then go back to your 3D and check it. You can see it here in 3D. Now in this 3D, what you need to do immediately is to explode it to the thickness of the wall. Type your 225 and click OK twice. Then change the material. Now you have a beam here. So go back to your floor plan. You won't see that beam showing up here. If you want to see it, go to your lintel. You can see it appearing on lintel. But then you have to drag this beam to be in the middle, so that the center be on the middle of the section there. That shows it is properly positioned. Good. Then go back to your ground floor plan. Drag this section line to this second beam position here, because we are introducing another beam here. Beautiful. Then open this section 1, section 01. Can you see it? Now at this spot, draw your beam with morph and open it in 3D. Oh, that's not complete. You should extend it. But then how do you extend it? Don't worry, look at what you do. Extrude it into the thickness of the beam first as 225. Then come to this spot. Can you see this spot? Click on it and change the information to, can you see push? Then push it to stop at this wall. Then change the material. Beautiful. You have now designed the beam section of this place. Now the next thing is, this is your carport. This is your carport, as you can see here, as you can see in this building. Let me show you. You have this carport looking like this. Can you see how this carport looks like? You have something of this nature. We are going to design something similar to this at this spot. So let's go back to our drawing board. Now move to the ground floor of this building. On this ground floor, bring your section line, drag your section line and position it. This section 01, bring it at this spot, so that you can now draw that design you want at this spot. So let's open section 01. This is what section 01 looks like. And we want to draw a beam that will cut down this way in a stylish way. First, let us put the thickness of the slab that will be at this position. Use your line and measure it 450. Can you see that? Then get the middle. Copy here. Use a line and get the middle. Alright, let's change the color of this line to be simply black. Now, follow me as I do the simple sketch of the beam that I want to be here. Now this is the sketch of the beam that I have to be there. Then what I do next is I use my morph. Click on morph. Start from this point. Trace out the outline of this line work that I did here. Having done that, I will also have to draw another morph here. Then let's see it in 3D. Can you see what it looks like in 3D? Let's blow it, let's extrude it into a solid. First of all, extrude this to 225. Also extrude this to 225. Having done that, to open this place, click on this second morph that is inside here. Right click on it and go to Boolean operation, move down to subtract. Click on subtract, then bring the cursor on this bigger morph here and click on it. That place will be open. Then change the material to your building material. That's done. And you see this. Now you need to complete this chain of beam to this spot. How do you do that? Still on your morph command, move to this spot, change it to this rectangular morph, click on this spot and bring it down here. Can you see? Then explode this, explode it into a solid, the thickness of the wall, and then change the material. We have completed the beam design of this place. The next design we put here is the beam design of this place. As you can see on the ground floor, let's go to our ground floor. You can see we have a beam there. Take a look, we have a beam. You click on line. Bring out this spot. Bring out this spot as well. That's done. Click on your morph and trace the outline. Make sure it's on continuous morph. Check it in your 3D. Now this place, glue it into a solid so that it becomes a beam. Thickness of the beam you want there, let's say we want a beam of 300. Click OK twice, then change the material. You have installed the beam of this section. The next section we have here is the beam of the sit-out, the kitchen sit-out, the kitchen terrace. Let's go to our floor plan there. At this spot, get a line. Now go back to your morph, use a morph and trace out the beam layout of that place. Then extrude it into 300, which is the thickness of the beam. Click OK, and then change the material. Now, having installed the beams that are supposed to be in their positions, then another place we install a beam is here. We have a beam line here, but to do this we have to use the normal wall setting opening to do that. So click on your door, click at this spot, go to empty opening and click on this spot and click on 0. When that's done, click OK. Now that you've clicked OK, change this story level, relink, click to ground floor, click OK, then drop. It opens, then widen it. Then to see this beam and set it, finally go to east elevation. Can you see where it stopped? Now we want it to stop at this level, at the level of this beam here. Can you see this beam here? So right click on it and click at this spot, change it to stretch vertically. We are stretching it up, stop at this level. Good. If you check it in your 3D, you see what it looks like in 3D. It is what it looks like in 3D. Now you know you have your deck, you have your DPC also at that level. We are going to cut off that DPC. Go back to your floor plan, highlight this your slab, then click at this spot, change it to insert new node, insert a node at this spot, and also insert a node at this spot. Then click back at this spot and change it to offset edge. Move it inside. Good. Then create a new slab for that place. The thickness will be different. Change the thickness from 600 because it's going to step down to 450. Click OK. Now check it back in your 3D and see what it looks like. Can you see it now? It's dropping down. The same thing applies to the kitchen terrace. Use your pick parameter and pick the slab here. Drop it here. That's done. Also you also have your sit out here. You are going to drop the slab of that place as well. So you pick at this spot and drag it to this spot. And let's check what it looks like. Wow, this is what it looks like. But we can still drag it backward because we are going to have a ramp here. To drag it backward on 3D, click on it, hold this spot. Can you see this spot? When you hold this spot, can you see where you have offset edge? Pull it back and drop it here. That's done. So where other place do we have to put our slab? We have done that of the kitchen. So now the next thing we do is we install doors in this building. Let's go to our floor plan. Now to install door in this building, you don't do it at this level. You go to your DPC. That is where you install door. Click on DPC. DPC will open. Then go to your door settings. Click on door. Of course, we are using external door first. External door. Click on your hinge door. Move down and pick this metal door here. It's a metal door because that should be external door. That should be 900. The height of your door should be 2250. Now let's look for further settings of it. I hope you are following the settings of the door. Now this is the kitchen. Change the settings there. Then move to custom setting. Click on custom setting. This dialog box appears. Click on all parameters. Then move down and go to surfaces and check if there are surfaces that we are not touched. Like here you have interior casing surface, exterior casing surface. They have to be the same material with the door. Now change this width of the door to 1002 because it's an external door. Then click OK. That is the door that leads into the ante room. Now you can do adjustment on this door by highlighting the door. Move it to this corner. If you want it to start from this corner, but it's not good to start from this corner, give it offset like 250, 225. That's the position. If you check it in 3D, this is what it looks like in 3D. Can you see the door? Well positioned. So go back and check for other places where you have external doors. Yeah, we are going to have an external door here, but this time around the door will not be 1.2, it will not be 1.2 meter width. We are going to make it 900. 900 external door here, and another 900 external door here. So let's change the width to 900. Then you can adjust and decide the gap from here to here. You can make it 225 or 150, but I have to leave it here. Now at this spot you are entering kitchen. This is the door that leads to the kitchen. You have to open it towards this side. You have positioned the external doors. Now the next doors you put are internal doors. You go back to your settings here and move up. Internal door 18. Click on it. Here you have things like wooden door. Change this height to 2250. Leave it at 900. They are all internal doors. And start the settings. Follow the settings. You set the casing. At this spot you click on this custom setting again, move to all parameters, scroll down to surfaces, and then add up these ones. Finally click OK. Then before you do that, make sure you check the story level you are setting it. The story level is VPC, that's okay. Now let's start putting the doors of this building according to their positions. Now there is need for a beam here because this is the visitor's toilet. Now we are going to pick the beam that we used here. Use your pick parameter, come very close to this place and click on it. It has taken the beam opening. Click on this one and then adjust it by stretching. Beautiful. Then here there is need for a door at this spot, but we are going to choose a door that will be here. We'll find its own settings for it. Go back to our hinge door. Look for double leaf door. For that provision, we have this double leaf. Let's go and do the settings. That should be 1500. The height should be 2250. Then click OK. And then adjust it to fit in each position. Now this same type of door you have it here, but this time around the door that will be here is 1.8 door. Then change the dimension, the width, to 1.8. Now the same way you have a beam here, you also have a beam at this point. This beam opens into the wardrobe of this place because this place is working closet for this bathroom here. So let's use our pick parameter and copy this beam that is here and plant it here. Then do the adjustment. Then stretch this beam. We're going to stretch it to stop here. Beautiful. We have other places for such a thing? No. Now, what do? We put the doors of the toilets. We pick on this door, change the width to 750. Then install it here. With this, we have completely installed the doors of this building. If you check it in 3D, this is what you have. Now we have completely designed the floor plan of this building. The next thing left for us to install is the windows. The windows. Let's go down. To install the window of this building, you don't do it at this DPC level. You go to the seal level. Seal level is the starting point of the window. Click on it. Now when you click on it, you go to your windows and choose the window you feel like. Let's move up here. I want to make use of window, double window of 18. Let me click on it and change the settings. Watch the settings I'm going to use now. The height of this window, according to our measurement, according to our story setting, the height of the window is 1250. Can you see from seal level to lintel you have 1250? So let's go back to our window settings and change the height of the window to 1250. We might make it 12. And then this is the offset of the window from the story level. This is the offset of the window from the story level. We are not given the window any offset from the story level, so we just leave it at 0. Then proceed for the casing out. We put the casing out and then proceed with the settings. Right here I can put a kind of upper transform and a kind of transform division, and then change this figure to 1000 and then proceed. No setting here. I'm not changing, I'm not putting any mullion. I simply want the window to be like this. Now I can change only this to 50, and then now to set the materials I'll have to go here, click on all parameters and then scroll down to surfaces. Now change these materials to aluminium. These are the frames, the window frames. I'm changing them to aluminium. This is for the glass, I will not touch that. And this is the casing material. I will have to use a window hood material, let's say paint titanium white. I'll click on it and use it and click OK. Now having done that, I'll start installing. And I want like 2 of them in this anteroom here, so I will have to change the dimension of this place to 900. Want it 900. One here, another one beside it. You have to use your hand and decide the spacing of these windows yourself. Here I will have to install one big one that is 1.2. Install one in this middle here. Then go to this angle and install another one there. Beautiful. Then there are other places. This is our sitting room. I will have like 2. This sitting room, this side. Like I said, you use your hand and decide the spacing between these windows. Coming towards this side, I will have like 2 again. Then to my kitchen, I will have like 2 in the kitchen. And this is my staircase. I have 1 here. And then have 1 here. I have not installed that on the dining. I'm going to put 1 bigger than triple leaf. What I have here are 2 leaves. Put 1 here. Put 1 here. 1 here for this staircase here. Then for this building, this room here, I'm going to put 2. So I'm going to change the size to 900 and put 1 here. And then another 1 here, and give them like 500 millimeter spacing. So the next windows we put here are toilet and kitchen window. I think I need 1 for kitchen. Let me just put 1 for kitchen, and 900 width window. Then what we have is this toilet here, this toilet here, this toilet here, and this toilet. We have to decide their window. Now we go back to our window setting. Go back. We are using this 2-leaf window. Go back to this custom setting and move down to this spot. Beautiful. Then go to this place and change the height of the window. This time around, change it to 750. That should be the height of our window. Now when we click it at 750, we go to this spot and remove this upper division. Remove this transform so that it will be simple window like this. And then we go back here and check the offset. We are going to give it base offset because the window sill of toilets are not always on the same level. Watch, like in this 3D here, you can see the sill level of this window have an offset from this sill level up here. If you check in the south our south elevation, you can see this is our sill level. Now this window of the toilet is projected, has an offset from this level to this level. So you are going to give it a base offset. So let's go back to our drawing. So here we are going to give it a base offset of 500. Having done that, then click OK. Then we come here and drop 1. We change the settings to 600. Drop 1 here. Come over here and drop 1. Drop 1 here. Now let's take a look at it in 3D. Beautiful. Can you see? We are done with this ground floor of this building. Now the next thing we need to put here is this slab, the ramp of this place. How do you do that without wasting time? Just go to this your move in this 3D. Click on this move. Click at this spot. Move it up here. Move down. No, we picked the wrong spot. Beautiful. Now extrude it into a tube. Now have ramp there. Change the material. That is how you design your ramp with morph, with ease. So we take a look at our building and check if there is anything else that is left undone. And for the staircase here, I'm not going to use ARCHICAD staircase. I always use morph to do my staircase, but I am not going to install the staircase today. Maybe in some other tutorials, I'm going to show you how to install staircase using morph. So let's proceed. Let's go back to our floor plan. Now that we are done with these windows and doors, so let's go to the ground floor. In this ground floor, we are going to pick the outline of our line that shows us where we have our cantilever, because we are going to the story building, the upper floor now. So use your marquee and select your ground floor. Now click on line and press on Ctrl A. That will select line. Click on polyline as well and press on Ctrl A. That will select polyline altogether. So is there anything else that is left unselected there? The only thing we are picking are lines. Then right click and click on copy. Now exit your marquee. Now move up to deck slab. Can you see your deck slab? Click on deck slab, because we are on the story building now. Of course, you are not seeing the building walls. To see that on your trees, it will appear. Then right click and paste the lines you copied from the ground floor. They will appear in their proper position. You can see. Now we can design what we want here. So let's start. At this level, the first thing we need to do is to cast our decking, cast our deck slab. So click on slab, go to your slab setting, change the thickness to 150. That's the thickness of your deck slab. The edge of the deck should be the paint of your wall. The top level, maybe we can choose something like stone marble white for it, and the bottom of the deck will be your white POP sling. Just click on it, okay? And this time around, change your reference level from top, so that the moment you drop your slab, it will measure from top to down. Click on this one and then click OK and start drawing. Let me get my polyline. Now, if you go down in our sample design here, you observe that in the 3D, there is a design we have here. Can you see the design we have here? You can see the designs we have here. Let me show you how to do that design in this building. So let's go to our floor plan. Go back to your ground floor plan here. And this is your ground floor plan. Take this section. Bring this section to this line here. Stretch it. So that we can see this edge, then open this section 02. Can you see section 02? Alright. Let's stretch this line. This line shows us an offset of 600 from here, down here. Get your line. Drag a copy of it, 1200. The same thing here. Then get your morph. And also draw another morph as well that will cut it open. Go to your 3D and see it. See what it looks like in 3D. Highlight on this morph and extrude it to the thickness of wall. Search for the middle morph and also extrude it the thickness of the wall. And then right click on it and move to Boolean operation. Click on subtract so that it cuts this place open. See what you have. Then in the same morph, click at this spot, drag it to this level. Dimension 2, click on the 5P600. This is what you have. Then also extrude this morph. Now change their materials. Now you can drag a copy of this beam and bring it to this position. To do that, go to your floor plan and do that. Check on your lintel and see it there. Can you see it here? And drag a copy of it and position the other side. So you are done with this area. Now the next thing you need to do is to introduce the ramp of this place, because this place is going to become a carport as well. Go to your floor plan. Bring this section into this place. Change the direction of focus of the section with your Ctrl M. Click on Ctrl M. Then hold it on this center. Now the section is now pointing towards this side. Now having changed this your section 02 to be focusing towards this direction, drag it close to the wall. At this spot, drag it very close to the wall. Lap it on the wall surface there. Stretch it beyond this place and open it. In this section 02, design the height of the ramp that will be there. Let's say 300. Then maybe let's use this spot and throw it down here. Cut it off here. Delete this line. Do the same thing here. Cut it off here. Delete this line. Then get your morph and use morph to trace this layout. Beautiful. Let's check it. In 3D, this is what we have. highlight on this mob, you can see it here, highlight on it and extrude it into a solid. You see, stop at this place, then change the material. Now you have that place properly set. Now we have to go to our deck slab. In this our deck slab, we have a void within this space. We're going to have a void within this space as we want in our design. We're going to have a void, so we are going to cut open this place. Cut this place open. We also cut this place open because what we have here is the stairwell. This is your staircase, so you have to cut this place open, and as well we have to cut this place open for the construction of our staircase. So click on slab and then highlight this slab and change it to rectangular selection and pick it to this spot. It's now open for your stair. Stop here. So we have it open and we can drag this one further. This level. Beautiful. This is the stairwell of this place. So where else? Okay, we have a void. Let's open our link here. I see something there. Okay, let's get this enclosure with a polyline. Copy it and drop it in our, just copy it and drop it on our deck slab. Beautiful. And deck slab, we have to extend this place to this point. Beautiful. Then click back on our slab, highlight this entire selection and cut this place open. So let's check it back again and see what it looks like in our 3D. Can you see? We have a void here that we'll be looking down. This is the staircase as well. This is our staircase, another hidden staircase here. So now what we do is we install the wall that will be on top of this place, but we have to check the size or the height of the wall that will stand on this spot. Let's go to our storage setting and check the height. From deck slab to roof beam level is 7,250. From here to this spot, roof beam level, that is where the wall is stopping, 7,250. So subtract this 4,000 from 7,250. What you have is 3,250. 3,250. Click OK. Let's go back and change and click on this wall. Change the height to 3,250. You can check the story level. Deck slab is the current story level. Haven't done that, just click OK. Now we are going to draw the external walls first. The external walls, we are going to draw them first. And make sure this is in continuous wall. I'll have to pick here. Having done that, the next thing to install is the internal walls this time around. Let's install the internal wall. So we change this to single wall and start immediately. Let's take from this spot and extend this wall. As for partitioning, that's use your own discretion as you want the rooms and the facilities you have here. As you want them, you decide. You design this type. Now let me show you what I have in mind for this place. Now let me off my trace so that I can see what my plan looks like up here. Off this trace, you can see. Now this becomes the madam's room. This is staircase. This is master's toilet and bathroom. This is the walk-in closet of the master. This is the master's bedroom. This entire place becomes our family lounge. This becomes our family lounge. Right here we have the sit out, the balcony on the top. Here becomes balcony for this room. I have to off this line as well. I need to introduce one wall here again. And then delete this line. So now that we are done, we can remove all the lines. Just click on lines, let it go out. Beautiful. You can see what your building looks like on this top. So let's start putting, let's check it in 3D and see what it looks like. This is madam's room, but I've not put the toilet of the madam. This is master's bathroom and toilet. This is his walk-in closet, and this is our staircase, which I have not introduced. I will not be introducing that in this tutorial. So let's proceed. We have to introduce a beam here for access into this place. So let's use our wall. Let's use our door and use a empty opening. Click on this rectangular and then change the height to 2750. Beautiful. Have it change it to 2750 and then click OK. Check it in 3D and see what it looks like. You see it? This is what it looks like in 3D. Repeat it on all the areas you want to have beams. So we'll do the same here. Do the same here. But then we'll have to set a limit to this using line. Then highlight this one, drag it to this end, and stretch it to this end. Go back to this one as well. Stretch it to this point. Stretch it to this point. Come over here and also install the same door here, the same opening here. Then we have to install the WC of madam. Then drag a copy of this wall 2625 and see where it's stored. Cut this section off the top here and delete this. And let's check in our 3D and see what we've got in our 3D. Can you see what we have in our 3D here? Now what do we do? The next stage is to install our doors. Our doors. That's the next stage. So without wasting time, let's go and install our doors. Remember, after drawing your building, your ground floor building on the ground floor, and using your DPC to install your doors, you come to seal level to put your windows. After putting your windows, you come to deck slab and cast the decking. After casting the decking, remember we have to cut open. We have to cut the decking open at this spot to show our stairwell here, the stairwell of this place, the void here. Having done that, it is on this deck slab level you start drawing the building of your first floor. On this deck floor, you start drawing the building of the first floor. As you can see, I have finished drawing the building of my first floor on this deck slab story level. I finished doing that. Now the next thing I have to do is to install the doors of the rooms and the spaces I have here. To do that, I will also sit on this deck slab because the doors will sit on the deck slab. So look at what I have to do. I'll go to the ground floor, go to this DPC, use my pick parameter, copy the internal doors I have here. Can you see? I'm picking this door. Then I will come back to my deck slab. Then, because it's an internal door, I will start introducing them wherever I want them to be. Let me introduce one here. Let's see it in 3D and see if it is okay. Beautiful. It's very much okay. Can you see it? Then we go back and do it on all the areas we want our doors to be. Put one here. Now the next door to install here are external toilet doors, which is 750. We change the 5 to 750 and proceed to all the toilets and bathroom. Now that we are done with this, the next door to introduce is external doors. External doors. I'll go down to my DPC again and pick one of the metal door here. That is 900. Use my pick parameter and pick it. Then come back to my deck slab. Now this deck slab, oh, I introduced a wooden door here. I have to delete it. It has to be a metal door. Then draw it here. Whereas I have one here because this is now balcony for this room here. Now this room here has a balcony at the top. I have to introduce a door for it here. Then we have this large balcony here that serves this building. I have to introduce one for it here. Then survey your building and see if there is anyone that does not have its door. Shake it in 3D and see what it looks like. Now we have installed our door. The next thing to install here is our windows. You move up to first floor sill level. That is the window level where you start installation of your window. Click on it. You have arrived at the window level. Now we don't need to start doing new settings for window. Just go to the ground floor window and use your pick parameter and copy the settings for your window there. Can you see? Pick this window. You have picked it. Come back to your first floor sill. And let's start introducing them. And drop one here. Drop one here. Come to this place, drop one here. Drop one here. Come over here. You drop one here. Come this side and drop one here. For the master room. Drop one here and drop one here. Now the next thing to do is to introduce the windows of the toilets and bathrooms. So go back to ground floor sill and copy the settings of the window. Use your pick parameter, pick this window here, then come back to your first floor sill and search for the toilets and bathroom windows, one here. Having done that, take a look at it on your 3D. Now you have successfully introduced windows in this building, but it seems like the upper story windows and the ground floor windows are not in alignment. So what do you do in that case? Let's go back to our floor plan. Open this elevation, south elevation. Open it. Beautiful. We are going to align these upper windows with the ground ones. Now these windows here are 9900 windows. Click on this window. Change the setting of this window. These two windows, change it to 900. Good. Now drag this window. Drag it and bring your cursor down here. Can you see? It's bringing it to the alignment of the one on the ground. And drag this one as well to the alignment of the one on the ground. You come to this one, drag this window and bring it to the alignment of this one here. Then you can shift this one a bit. Likewise here, you drag this window and bring it to the alignment of this one here. Repeat the same thing on all the elevations. Go to your west elevation and do the same thing there. Go to your north elevation and do the same thing there. Go to your east elevation and do the same. And go back to your 3D. Beautiful. Now that you are done, what is next? What you do next is to put your ceiling. To put your ceiling using slab, we go to our floor plan. What we do this time around is to install our ceiling. To install our ceiling, go to your roof beam level. On your roof beam level, you install your ceiling. Click on it. Then click on your trace so that it will show your entire building layout. You see that? Now get your slab, go to your slab, change the thickness of your slab. Maybe let's say 150. 150 is too much. Let's use just 50 mm. Beautiful. And of course this slab is not going to, it's only going to be drawn inside the wall and glossy. We can change the top level to, let's just use simple material for it, or to let's just link the entire surface and change it to paint glossy white. Having done that, click OK. Now we'll start from this spot. Let's do this. Back to this level, just get your polyline and trace this exterior part of the wall. Then copy it and paste it on your roof beam level. Beautiful. Then you can get it, you can offset it to this position, and then re-offset it back 225 so that it comes inside of the wall. Beautiful. Let's check it on our 3D. You see what it looks like in our 3D. Now the next thing we do is we install our parapet. The parapet that will sit on this building, that's what we install now. So to do that, we have a challenge. We have to design the profile of the parapet. Let me go to this particular design. Let's check on the ground floor and see the material we use as our profile. Zoom to deck slab. Okay, look at the profile here. I'll copy this profile. Click on copy. Open this my drawing and paste it here. Beautiful. Fill it with morph. I'm showing you how to create a parapet. Fill it with a fill. When you want to do fill, press down on your space bar and drop it. It has entered. Now highlight this fill, right click on it, cut it. The moment you cut it, you go to your design, move to your complex profile, go to your profile manager. At this spot, type name, just call it parapet. Parapet and click OK. Then right click and paste that fill. Click paste. Search for the middle. Can you see the middle here? Can you see? Drag it from this spot. Drag it from this spot and paste it here. Haven't done that, change the material. Click at this spot, change the material to paint titanium white. When you've done that, click store profile. That's just stored here. Click override. Then exit this place. Beautiful. Now we are at the roof beam level to install this parapet. We're already at the roof beam level. Watch out in your elevation, your south elevation. If you take a look at your south elevation, you see your roof beam level. Look at it here. Roof beam level. The parapet is going to sit on top of this place. Therefore, the base offset is going to be 0. So how to do that? Go back to this roof beam story level. Roof beam story level. And go to your wall. And this is your wall. Change this setting from this basic to complex profile. And search for that profile you just created. Look at it, parapet 1. Click on it and click OK. Having done that, you can start from this spot. It's done. Now take a look at it on your 3D and see what it looks like. Can you see what it looks like in your 3D? You have your parapet installed. The next thing to do immediately is to install your roof. But we are not going to install this roof on this roof beam level. Look at the level for the roof. It's called parapet or roof beam. This is parapet or roof beam. So click on it. Now open your 3D. Open the south elevation. Let me show you something. On the south elevation, can you see? The parapet top. The parapet top is your roof level. So your roof is going to sit on top of this place. It's going to sit on top of this place. Now to do that, you go back to your parapet top. But it seems like our parapet is not appearing here. Our parapet didn't show here. So what do we do? Go back to this your roof beam level. Get a polyline. Trace out the layout of this parapet. Now, click on this line, change the color to maybe red, and then cut it. Just cut it. Then paste it on this parapet. So this shows you the parapet layout of this building. Now, before you draw the roof plan, go to your roof, click on your settings, on these surfaces. Change it from complex to simple. Choose the thickness of your wall. I like using 300. Choose this 300. And then we are using automatic roof setting. Automatic roof setting. I will refer you to my previous tutorial on automatic roof setting. Click on this. Go down to this place. Change your if overhang to 50. You can use 100. But since you have parapet, you don't need to go beyond 100. So the roof angle at this spot, you can choose any angle. Let me say I want to use 30 degree. Should I use 30 degree? Okay, let me use 40 degree. Now that I've chosen 40 degree, this is edge angle. Change the edge angle to be the same thing as 40 degree as well. Now in our roof setting, we choose thickness for our roof. Let's say 300. Choose the angle of the roof as 40 degree. Or if we feel like we can change it to something like let's say 36 degree. Make sure that the angle you fix here must be the same angle, also 36 degree. Having done that, then okay, we have 50 here. Okay, should we leave it at 50? Okay, let's leave it at 50. Then having done that and ensuring that our models are set on, we click OK. Then because it is automatic roof design, we start at this spot. That's done. Then open this south elevation. You can see where our roof is. Then we drag it down to the parapet position. Beautiful. Then check it in 3D and see what it looks like. By this, we have completed the design of this duplex. Now that we are done with the installation of the roof, the next thing we do is we put our balusters. To do that, let's go back to our floor plan and select the story level. The story level is our deck slab. Click on deck slab. On this deck slab, go to your object, click on this object and open it. Move down to building structure. Click on building structure. Move down to fence and railing. Can you see that? The moment it opens, click on this post and rail. Click on it. The moment it opens, change this figure to 0. Follow the settings that I will do now. And then when we come here, we drop it here. Now let's check it in our 3D and see what it looks like. Beautiful. Now you have a completely done duplex building, which you can now move from this ARCHICAD to any other rendering software. You can move it from this ARCHICAD to Lumion, where you render it, or you can move it from this ARCHICAD to Atlantis and render it in Atlantis. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Thank you for watching.